Pisces, this is your March 2022 soul story. This is Romy. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you have sun rising or your moon is in the sign, this is a general reading. We'll give you some key astrological dates and break down some intuitive messages for you to help you navigate through this next month ahead. Now we're opening up with a new moon in your sign, Pisces, and we begin with the energy of the King of Swords. There may be a feeling from you, Pisces, this month that it's so much bigger than you, but at the same time, there's a deep understanding that it also starts with you. And there's a defiance that's coming through with this King of Swords, very deliberate and intentional around that energy of the new moon as you seek this deeper foundation of peace. And you really want to start to align with the things in your life that they are going to help support you feeling like you are making a difference. And sometimes we can feel really helpless in terms of the backdrop of how things are playing out in the world, to know what that feels like, what that looks like. But it's your humility and it's your experience and it's your attention to the details in your own life that are going to keep you present, but are also going to help you to keep clarifying what your truth is, Pisces. And I think your King of Swords is really here to help support that endeavour for you as we make our way through this beginning part of March. Now, the new moon is a beautiful time for you to reorientate yourself to some of the things that are really important to you, and there's a reinvention of self happening during your solar returns. That means you may be making some fairly bold moves, and that King of Swords also suggests to me there's a no-nonsense attitude that you need to take in regard to some of the things that are unfolding for you in your life right now. Now, just after that new moon, we're going to be welcoming the third part of the story between Venus and Pluto. That conjunction that took place back on December 11th and then 25th has reached its climax. On the same day, we also have Mars conjunct Pluto. It's going to feel like quite an intense time, and you've got the Five of Wands energy coming in here, so there may be a little bit of a conflict that's playing out, perhaps within yourself or within some important relationships that have already been through a very powerful state of transformational energy. But remember, the Five of Wands is an active energy, and this is a month where we want you to start looking at active choices, Pisces. Now, that King of Swords may also represent an air sign, Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, and perhaps there's something going on or falling out in terms of, I don't know, creative differences, or perhaps just like agreeing to disagree. But at the same time, you know, what we need to remember is that who you are isn't influenced by who people want you to be, Pisces. You know, in your first house energy, this solar returns time for you, it's really an opportunity for you to decide. And we don't want you to feel overwhelmed, overtaken, or overshadowed by what anyone else thinks is the right approach or the right way for you to handle or to come at something, okay? So keep that in mind. Now, we also have Mars and Venus shifting signs finally out of Capricorn into Aquarius on the 5th of the month, same day that Sun is going to be conjunct with Jupiter. There's an awful lot happening astrologically through the course of March, and again, it's helping to support this bigger foundation for you, the choices that you want to make and how you can start to really put your best foot forward with things that are, I think, becoming very clear in your mind in terms of what the priority is. Now, there's a sense of really deep gratitude and growth coming through here. What we want is for you to understand, Pisces, that March is a time for you to build bridges, not barriers. Okay, Page of Pentacles, he's looking kind of wistfully upwards, almost towards that tree, as if that there's some wisdom that he's waiting for, almost like waiting for permission, waiting for an answer to come through. But he's holding on to something, not too tightly, it's just resting easily in his arms here, and it's something quite precious. And so I feel like there is something that you are waiting for the right time to share, to develop, to cultivate. Maybe even the conversation, so the words that need to come through, wanting to make sure that they come in a way that feels very grounded and perhaps a little bit less charged and emotional. And we may need to wait until we've sort of cleared out of that second and third of the month before you feel quite more at peace to be able to kind of bring something up. Now we also have this earth energy, Virgo, Capricorn, Taurus, and again this might be indication of, I feel like somebody who may have a solution or maybe come in as a little bit of an arbitrator to a situation that has got a bit heated or become a bit difficult. So I do think that there's a clarifying, kind of soothing energy, an outside counsel, if you like, that might also show up through the course of March if you do find yourself in a particularly tricky situation, or feeling that you're not really sure the best way to be able to deal with someone or something. And sometimes we just do need that kind of, we just need to socialise like different sort of energies, different solutions, and kind of put things on the table to really kind of get out of our own head a little bit. And I think that might be quite beneficial for you, particularly because I think you may be too close to a situation, is what Spirit is saying to me, too close to a situation to kind of fully see everything that's in play at the moment, or perhaps what all of the potential outcome is likely to be should you decide on a particular course of action. Okay, so Mercury is going to be entering your sign on the 9th of the month. And again, that's going to really support the way that you're communicating. You know, remember, this is a time of the year, Pisces, where you get to feel most like yourself. All seasons of your life are meaningful. We just have to figure out right now what this season is telling you and what it really feels like it's representative of for you. The Three of Pentacles here talks to me about something, again, meaningful and building. You know, this is about the building of bridges. Now, you are going to be having highly sensitized feelings this month, not just because of what's going on in the collective energy, perhaps feeling really helpless and powerless in many regards, or even motivated and quite intensely frustrated and angry. Now we need to honour that, and we need to make sure that we clear those emotions and ground and channel them into something that's going to be meaningful and worthwhile. This is where I feel your Three of Pentacles is going to be incredibly helpful for you. You're going to be able to direct yourself into something that can actually make you feel a little bit more calm and grounded within the self. Again, you're being shown something here, and again, this is perhaps where the Page of Pentacles is waiting almost for this figure or this experience or event to happen, and then it kind of gives you a green light a little bit. I feel it will spark something for you as well, Pisces, perhaps something that's been missing in a particular project or a connection or a situation up to this point. So there's something about March that's revealing and clarifying the missing piece. And again, I think that's going to be really important. There's a recognition for you, I feel, this month, Pisces, that, you know, when we look towards the dreams that we have in our life, and each one of us has something that's so unique and personal in terms of what we aspire to, what inspires us. You know, there's a willingness, I feel, to recognize that sometimes those dreams can also be hard work, and that that's okay, because that can also be very satisfying. You know, sometimes we don't just want things to arrive and then there be no more work to do. Again, it's like an active participation in the energy that actually really helps to fuel your growth right now. And the role that you've been playing in someone else's life right now, in someone else's story, has also been really meaningful, because I think some of the choices and decisions that you make, the things that come to fruition for you through the course of this month, and the way in which you've been able to deal with some of the limiting beliefs, the perceived limitations, the fears, the temptations that have been trying to hold you back, and how you demonstrate taking the higher ground and really seeking to be the best version of yourself is going to be hugely inspirational for people this month. Somebody very specific as well, I feel. So the devil energy coming in here, just as a reminder that, you know, if we allow it, fear can really get into the driver's seat in our pathway, and we can start to doubt or discredit ourselves in ways that are not truly reflective of who we are as a spiritual being. And it can be difficult, you know, to not let the fear of what's unfolding around us to kind of impact us. but at the same time, we need to remember how far we've come. Now we've got a full moon coming in a very healing earth energy of Virgo on the 18th of the month at 27 degrees. Also has a beautiful aspect with Pluto, Sun sextile Pluto, deep, profound, transformational energy here. For me, this is about you coming to terms with something. Remember, you're only fearing the feeling sometimes. Yeah, you're fearing the feeling of that taking hold or gripping. And actually, if you can take a step back and observe how far you've come, of sitting into that spiritual cosmic heart within you, what you'll realize is not only is there enough support, there is the truth, there is all of the emotional tools that you need to be able to maintain that sense of balance. You're going to find yourself making some really powerful decisions that I feel put to bed some of the things that have perhaps felt very toxic in your life up to this point, okay? But that devil rears its energy, not to trip us up, but sometimes to demonstrate to us just how far we've come, and to give us an opportunity to really assert our level of renewed focus and empowerment in the way that we allow our emotions to serve us, not to hurt us. Okay, so we have the energy of judgment coming in, and there's something beautifully transformational and a time for major choice and decision to come in here. And remember, you know, like we said, the kind of solar returns energy is for you that big, bold move. And it starts with a very physical expression. We can see the figure here, naked, sort of rising out of the flames. And it comes from this place of almost being in despair. And I want to say to you, it feels like there is a sort of turning point. The tide's turning through the course of March. So something that you feel deeply in despair about, and perhaps with that devil energy kind of locks you down, even temporarily. But then there's something that comes in that's deeply liberating and freeing. And it comes to me in terms of you kind of making a decision in terms of your thought forms, not a physical change to an event or situation. This is something that happens within the mind, okay? But you free yourself from being held back by it. Now that decision has far-reaching consequences, and that's in the positive, Pisces. So it may feel like insignificant in and around the time of it unfolding, but I promise you, as you come up against this crossroads of change, and you're invited to step into an even deeper realization of your purpose and how powerful you are in any given moment, then it's going to start to influence in all of the right ways all of the choices and decisions that you're going to be continuing to make, not just through March, but the rest of this year. And this element of you feeling grateful almost for the opportunity to kind of really rise up against this is very important as well. Now the trees here are showing this beautiful grounded energy, but they're all kind of twisted as well. So I feel like you do get yourself a little bit in knots over something through the course of March. But as we make our way toward Aries season, remember we're going to be welcoming the equinox energy on the 20th as the sun shifts into Aries. Mercury is also conjunct to Jupiter that day, so it's a big boost of energy. There's a deep release that's going to be taking place here. And remember, the body needs to adjust on a physical level. And spiritually speaking, you're having a huge cosmic shift at this time. So it's an opportunity to release and allow that rebirth to really take hold and to indicate to you the direction that you're supposed to be moving towards, okay? Now, of course, Aries energy lights up that second house of value for you, Pisces. And here we have the energy of the moon, another major arcana energy coming through here. The illumination of something that has previously been hidden, really, and I think it's perhaps in connection to some of the things that you feared the most that you weren't even aware were sort of knocking at your door. And as you get closer to something coming together, because I do feel that there's something about this energy of March where you feel maybe you've been working on something for a long time, or a relationship is finally getting to a point where you can see it moving to the next level, coming to a critical point of change. There's something about a deep-seated fear that gets recognize, and it must be acknowledged, you know. Your guides are not messing about with you this month, Pisces. There's a knowingness now that says I can't just keep disowning or avoiding this part of myself. And you know, there's a lot of information that's coming through in the dream state, psychically and spiritually by way of signposts through this month of March that I think are going to leave you in absolutely no doubt as to the ways in which you are supposed to be growing and where you're supposed to be at in your path right now. And if you feel like you're being held back, or if you feel like things are getting away from you or slipping away from you, there's a direct invitation with that King of Swords energy to sort of come into a more pragmatic outlook. And remember that Virgo energy at the full moon, which is in opposition to your sign, 7th house energy, it's like a kind of me versus we. You know, it's like where your intuition is going to be up against your logic. And so you will be having a little bit of that push-pull going through. Your 10 of Pentacles here, though, is the reminder, the reward, if you like, for doing the work, for allowing yourself to stay humble and present as you clarify and as you continue to attune to things that are right for you. And here we have the stability, we have that sense of security coming back in for you. And there's a lightness in the energy of this particular 10 of Pentacles. The ground beneath her is very steady, it's made of stone. And there's something that I feel coming out of the other side of this particular emotional journey leaves you in a much more solid position, and actually with people in your life as well. So I think you can have that to look forward to. Now this is a month where we're actually going to be welcoming 2 new moons. We have your new moon on the 2nd of the month, but right at the end on the 31st we're also going to welcome the new moon in Aries as well, beginning of the astrological new year as well. And so there's just definitely something about you feeling like life has irrevocably changed, but I do not have to orientate myself towards all of the aspects of that feel in any way lower vibration. What I do need to do is to continue to focus upon what makes me feel safe and secure, and that always has to happen from within. We have Vesta, the asteroid goddess, also shifting into the sign of Aquarius on the 10th of the month. That inner knowing is really being illuminated in the humanitarian energy of Aquarius, and again is going to want to help you to figure out ways that you can not only experience freedom yourself, but also for those people whose lives you are observing as they go through the inordinary, extraordinary series of events that are upheavaling their lives right now. The 3 of Cups brings in this sense of community. This brings in this sense of family. In fact, the 10 of Pentacles and the 3 of Cups here really suggests to me that family is front and centre in your mind, not just blood family, but all of the people whom you want to see experiencing peace, who you want to see experiencing happiness, and that ability to find a deeper balance. So we have something coming through here that indicates to me that you may well join forces with someone or something toward that end of the month as well. And again, that equinox energy feels like it could bring about a major shift in terms of how you feel about taking part or participating, or what you have to say. You may even surprise yourself if you've been somebody who's always been fairly quiet or found it difficult to put yourself out there, all of a sudden feeling like your opinions, your voice is stronger, your throat chakra has been activated to a new level. And even though there may be an increasing divide, your focus towards building these bridges and not the barriers is really the thing that's going to help to cement this new way of being for you, not just in March, but moving forward, Pisces. Really important. So let's have a look at the Oracle cards and see how they want to join this conversation for you. Just as I talk about Oracle cards, just a little bit of a heads up, Pisces. I'm launching my own Oracle deck, Life Soul Vision, If you've been on my social media, you might have heard me talking about that. And there's a link down in the description box to be the first to hear about all the details, but I will be launching pre-orders in March in and around equinox, so please stay tuned for that. I'm super excited. Okay, so let's have a look here. Fortune's Wheel, luck and right timing. We also have 23 coming in here, a really auspicious number. Now, this whole feeling that I get for you Pisces in March about doing it and doing it now is really further strengthened by this message. There is something about this being the right time. There's no more delay, there's no more putting things off. You have to seize these opportunities in your life to make these bigger changes, to really go with your gut, and you just have to give yourself permission to go absolutely all in. That's what living is about. Yeah, no regrets now. This is a time when not everybody has the same opportunities for freedom or to exercise those beautiful rites of passage that you do at the moment. So, demonstrate the highest expression of yourself and say yes to those things that your heart is really guiding you towards, Pisces, and watch how it starts to transform how you feel, not only about yourself but also about the things that have been changing in your life, because I feel that there's going to be a sense of March really clarifying why a lot of things had to transpire in a certain order in order for you to get to this exact point where you felt ready to actually put your heart on the line, to put your voice on the line, to put yourself on the line and say, yeah, okay, now I'm ready. All right, let's have a look at the astrology cards for you. All right, so you have fellow water energy of Scorpio coming in here. Of course, ruler of the 8th house. Investigate. What is it that you need to investigate, to dive deeper into? I have a sense with that energy of the devil coming through, it's more around things that you are using to hold yourself back, that you have been using as an excuse or a reason not to follow through, not to go after something, or to keep yourself in a place where you feel like somehow you're not deserving of the things that are showing up, and they're here and they're ready for you. You can have better, you do deserve better, and you are going through this deep, powerful reinvention of yourself right now. So step out in all of the ways that you want to be seen and how you want to now show yourself to the world. What do you stand for? What do you want to be known for? These are energies that Scorpio can really support in this beautiful water language that you so understand through the course of March. Okay, so Pisces, this is a general reading for March. I'm just going to invite you to think about a personal question that I might not have covered in the main reading. We'll go ahead and pull a couple of personal cards for you. Okay. If you'd like to join us for the extended reading, we will talk for 20 minutes or so and just go a little bit deeper into this whole reading for you, and also to unearth what your personal question revealed. Okay, so beginning with the King of Swords, we have the energy of the Knight of Wands, so fire coming through, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo, Three of Wands, and another 10 of Pentacles coming in here. There's important family matters that are really going to be discussed and talked through in the course of March. You have another King of Swords. This may well be a Libra, Aquarius or Gemini that is very specifically involved in something this month for you. Two of Wands. And the energy of death. That's another card ruled by Scorpio. Okay, so this Page of Pentacles, Queen of Wands coming in here, like that for you. Page of Wands, beautiful. Page of Cups. Four of Swords. Seven of Pentacles. I like the rooted energy of that king coming in, just to give some healing energy around that devil. Ace of Pentacles. Star. Another energy of the moon coming up. I have a sense that you may feel a bit confused about what somebody has to say this month. We'll check that out in the extended a little bit more. King of Cups, Two of Swords. Don't let it leave you second guessing yourself, is what I want to say. Another Wheel of Fortune coming in there. Ace of Cups. Okay, Pisces, I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a beautiful solar returns. If you'd like to join me for the extended, I look forward to continuing this conversation with you. And I'll see you again next month.